During our meditation practice, there's going to be this idea that I'm being distracted by thoughts, thus I'm failing. In this video, I want to cover how actually noticing that you're distracted with thoughts is not failing, but a success. How can we turn this constant judgment of I am failing because I'm distracted in meditation to that's it, that's the whole purpose of meditation. Meditation is happening because I notice the distraction. Let's cover everything that has to do with the process of meditation and what is actually happening within ourselves and in the mind. What are the components that we can see over and over again in our direct experience when we investigate the nature of our being and observe the mind? Take the example of when you weren't a meditator. You weren't interested in these topics. What you can remember is that there was very little consideration to the condition and automatic way we behaved, right? There was very little consideration to that. And there wasn't a practice in which you were noticing more deeply what were the things that were trained in the body-mind, which made it act in automatic. Condition is what we call the conditioned self. Now that we started meditating, what happens is that all the stuff that made up these automatic behaviors and these reactions, they're coming up or they're being exposed in the way they are. Now, this is not a problem. Everybody would agree that knowledge of how you act and react and how you have been conditioned is great knowledge because you can understand now. You can see where these patterns are coming from. So the more you see that, the more we can say that there is success in meditation, because meditation is about knowing yourself and understanding the condition, structure, self that isn't automatic. So far, so good. That's precisely what's happening. We're becoming aware of the conditioned self that was underlying our behaviors, our attitudes, our reactions, etc. Now, the moment in which we associate meditation with this contemplation, we're going to see that there are glimpses. There are moments in which our self shines for what it is, which is empty, is at peace. It is equanimous. It's pure presence. It's what we call pure awareness. If you look at the space between thoughts, what do you find? And where are you there? Do you remain between thoughts? Of course you do. You are that which gives continuity to all thinking. So these glimpses begin to be more and more common in our meditation, and we feel that peace. We begin to see more of those gaps between thoughts that I talk about in this approach. And these gaps are becoming more and more apparent. But at the same time, now when attention, instead of relaxing, because attention is not going anywhere in the gap between thoughts, attention is resting in its being, in its source, in yourself. You're not attending anything. You're realizing that which is always present, which is the self, or you, or I. And the more you stay there, the stronger is going to feel the impact of now attending thoughts. In other words, when thoughts come in and they come with a strong attraction, there is an importance to it that has been conditioned, then it's going to feel a lot more impactful. We're going to feel, wow, this thought is very demanding. It's attracting my attention and I got distracted again. Here's the thing. Did you hear my words? I said, I am distracted again. Who is this I that is distracted? Question, what is this I thought that arises and claiming I am distracted? Isn't it just another thought? Realize it in the moment and let go of it as any other thought, because you are observing all thoughts equally. No thought is more important than the other. The thing is that there are some thoughts that we have given too much importance over time, but that's just part of the conditioning. So it's great. We said at the beginning that what we want in meditation is to understand, to know and expose the self structure, right? The conditioned self. We want to expose it and reveal it. Not because we want to do anything about it, but because we want to understand it. We cannot want to do something about it when we don't understand it. The more we understand it, then things will happen. Things will be taken care of. Something will be done about it. But before we understand it, we cannot do anything. So we cannot come with a preconceived idea of, I'm going to understand, I'm going to reveal and expose and then change things. That's why control doesn't work here. There's no control. Understanding happens the more we expose that which is there. And that's what we're doing. The more you expose that which is there, the more understanding happens. And naturally, changes will occur. Naturally, there's an intelligence in you that is already organizing and ordering this. It just needs more awareness to make it work. But the moment the I thought arises and hijacks this moment, that instead of saying, great, or simply noticing more revealed patterns, it says, I am doing those patterns. I am the one distracted. I am the one responsible for that. I am guilty of that, right? So that's because not only have we conditioned our minds to be very attracted and give too much importance to these thoughts, but the reason was that there was an I thought attached to it. And now you're seeing it arise as well by saying, this is important to me. I am being distracted. I am such and such. So notice in that moment how that I thought arises and notice it as just another thought. That's it. It's nothing else but another thought that comes with the identity of you and says, I this, I that, I did this, so I need to take care of that. This is the beginning of the doer, right? The birth of the doer that needs to do things. Notice it, it's just another thought. And the more you use these distractions to observe, notice, realize that it's just the I thought arising, then the more you are doing the only thing that is necessary in meditation, which is to automatically return to yourself. I repeat, every time that you notice that there is an I thought, judging, comparing, criticizing, saying good, bad, better, worse, every time you notice that, there is what we could call success in the only thing that matters in meditation, which is to remain as you are. Why? Because you're noticing it. The moment you notice that there is an I thought, you don't even have to know or tell yourself, I'm not that. You already know that you are not that. It's just another thought. So you see how every single distraction that you notice is either hijacked by the ego or the separate self that says, I'm failing, I'm distracted, I'm not good at meditation. I, right? It's always I. Instead of being hijacked this way and dissuade you from continuing to meditate, we recognize it and we say, there is not only the thought that was very intense, very attractive, but I'm noticing the I that is attached to it. Release the I, leave the thought as it is, because it is a thought like anything else, and you remain as you are. This is how we turn our meditation dissuaders, we could say. All those things that turn us around from meditation, that keep us away from meditating. We recognize all these moments to actually reinforce our presence by simply recognizing one thing which is the only thing that matters, and that is who we are in the moment. Then the I thought is exposed for what it is. And again, you don't even have to say, I am not that. I'm letting you go. It's an automatic reaction in your experience. Notice it. The moment you realize that you cannot be split into two, that the I thought is just another thought, it is automatically released and you remain as you are. Distractions, all welcome, because they're just noticing or a noticing of all those thoughts that were conditioned for years to have an I thought attached to it. And the moment it arises, they both come together. And there's only one thing that we need to expose as untrue, and that is the I thought. The thought is real. The thought is happening. The I thought is not, because you are not split. You're always that presence. So in your meditation, when you see these distractions, do not be dissuaded by it. Remember, Gabe said, this is going to happen, and it's happening, and in fact is reinforcing my practice, because I am able now to see the I thought that is attached to those thought patterns that in the past, they were automatic, they were conditioned, and they made me react as if I was that, as if that was my responsibility, as if I was guilty or a victim of, etc. All the narratives, they only play if there's a character involved, which is called the I thought. The moment you realize that, you return to yourself and everything flows. No problem. Meditation continues to be effortless. If you like this approach and you've been enjoying these videos, I would like to remind you that there is a free community down here in the description. You can check the link so you can join. And in the community, there is a course on self-inquiry open to everybody. So you can go and either establish your practice if you don't have one, or reinforce your current one with self-inquiry. It is very brief, self-explanatory, and as always in this channel, we make it as simple as possible or as close as effortless as possible so that you can continue your meditation practice without feeling it that is something that you have to do, but actually something that you love doing. So again, in the description, there is a link for the community. I hope to see you there. Say hello when you join, and I'll see you in the next video.